Alright guys, welcome back to Crunch Time, the show where you get the best NBA DFS picks each and every day. 6-game slate here today, joined as always with Chris. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing well as well. Are you excited about the slate, Chris?
Yeah, we have some good games a little later today. But yeah, I'm excited as always.
Nice. Getting your links. It was a quiet night yesterday for the Crunchers. Right?
Was it?
Wasn't it?
I don't know.
Did you win? I think.
The people who post are usually the people who play the optimal. So.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
we had an injection. FanDuel went well. But yeah, we had an injection on DK with Luka. But I'll send you my contests.
You got ejected in was it the third quarter?
Yeah, started the third quarter, so like 1 minute in.
Yeah.
So he basically only played a half.
Yeah. Let me open up the success like we always do. So yeah, I mean, quiet night. We only have like 2 people posting here, so that's why I said that. But T-Bay still made the cut. Was this the optimal, Chris, or is this a little different? 10 to 20 out of him.
It was an older team. So that was before the Devontae Graham news, which made LaMelo a lock. Actually, he had LaMelo here, so I guess maybe he played something else, probably like a third or fourth team. He played AD. Once Hasty's in here, we can talk about that because he said that the Lakers are going to be crushed. AD sucks now. AD puts up a monster game. They basically kill the Suns the entire game. Got close to the end, but yeah, I mean the Lakers, are they back?
LeBron's coming back tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, he was probably just waiting for the rest of their team to get their stuff together, and then he would come back.
Yeah, but he's still shit talking the play-in tournament.
Is he still?
I mean, yes. Has he said anything? I don't really keep up, so I'm not sure. But is that the last thing we've heard on the play-in tournament out of him?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. Aiden here. Look at this: 10 to 21 on DK, 25 to 57. Sorry, 10 to 21. This is NHL DK main slate. No, this isn't main slate. Single slate. Single slate here as well. This is Detroit, Chicago. I'm guessing. 25 to 57 there. Then MLB 10 to 20. Is classic the full slate, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have all that. We don't have your posts, but before we open up your contest, let's see. We got Brett in here. What's up? Justin's back here as well. What's up, Justin? Steven is in here. Howdy, fellas. World King is in here. Yes, sir. Layden in here. Rondo in here. Steven says LeBron is a prima donna.
Yeah, he is. That's why we love him.
Is that why we love him?
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, DK, Chris. What happened here? What didn't go our way? And then I guess we can go over other teams that cashed and see what they did right, or did they get lucky, or just what happened in the slate? Let's go over it.
Pretty much the Luka thing. That was the only thing. He was 50% owned here, so it wasn't chalky, crazy. He was the stud. He goes out at halftime, and he doesn't get a second half run. So that's pretty much it here on DK. Like everything else was fine. Maybe Rashawn Holmes not so good, but everything else was fine. Saban Lee 3.1K got 28, so that made up for Rashawn Holmes. But yeah, you can't have your stud who's not like 100% owned. Like if it's Westbrook today who's going to be 100% owned, it wouldn't matter. But when you have a 11K guy 50% owned, it matters. So if we scroll up to like 50th place, we can see what the cash line was and see if maybe Luka could have made that up. So yeah, only like 8 points higher, 10 points higher, pretty much. Does that 229 team have him?
No.
Yeah, so no Luka here. No, 229, not 226.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, no Luka here. This team is 13 points ahead, so
This one had him.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's not a train though.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, these ones here, like the 90%, 94% guys who don't do too well, like 22, 16, these snowflakes here, 85, 33, those don't matter too much because they're so chalky, right?
It doesn't matter at all. Like it just means that the overall score of the slate is going to be lower. But in terms of results, especially in cash games, it doesn't matter at all. Just because usually the people who don't play them, they don't have good lineups anyways. So those are kind of the people who pay the rake. But yeah, having Luka here, like I said, that's the thing that cost this lineup.
Yep. And then who should we go over? Some other pro players, Chris?
Well, as you can see, these teams are pretty low. So like this one has Luka as well, but it's only 16 points higher. This one had TD who went for 40. Let's scroll up a little more, see if we can find some other teams. So like Luka got 30 in the first half. Second half, realistically probably 20, 25 extra. So that would have been 240, 245. So I think it definitely would have worked out if he didn't get ejected. It was pretty weak ejection as well. They thought he went for Sexton's groin. It didn't really look that bad, so I don't really agree with the call.
I didn't see it, but it sounds funny. This one here, yeah, no Luka. Anyone else, Chris, go over?
No, not really. That was pretty much the thing on DK.
Okay. And then FanDuel. Let's see what happened here. Oh, you did cash here, but you didn't post anything. What happened on FanDuel?
Yeah, so I won a little bit on FanDuel. It was kind of suppressed with AD's monster game. He went for 70. I think he was like 20% owned, so that kind of hurt because obviously all those teams go ahead. But yeah, I was able to win here on FanDuel. Yeah, I like this build a lot. It wasn't the optimal. This was the second team. Optimal had Thad Young. I didn't really want Thad Young for 5'7". I'd rather get James Johnson, who was in the second team. So I like that team more. Went with that team. And yeah, it went all right. The team on the right, the only difference is D'Lo instead of Sexton. So that was a 1v1 decision yesterday. The D'Lo team was third. Sexton team was second. I went with Sexton, but I like the build here. I think you're muted.
Sorry, do you want to go over anybody else here?
No, I mean, you pulled up the team on the right, which is the one that I did want to go over because it was just the 1v1. But yeah.
Okay. T-Bay says, AD, D-Lo were so tough yesterday. He says, did you see Luka's face before hitting Sexton? Looked like a raging bull. What happened?
I think Sexton bumped him first, and then Luka hit him. But did you see the tweet that DFS Crunch just put out? Take a look at it.
Caption this. What is it? Trae Young learned a lot from Rondo being in Atlanta. Going to use that advantage against the Washington Wizards tonight. Ice Trae?
Yeah.
Who put out this tweet, Chris?
Good one.
I think I did see Luka's face. Someone posted it. Was it you in our Discord? Like captioned this or something? Or was that on Twitter? I saw that.
No, I didn't see that. So
maybe that's the face Thomas is talking about. If we have a streamable link of that, I would pull that up. Sounds interesting. The Luka thing.
I mean, you probably just go to the Reddit and find it.
Yeah, if you get it.
Yeah, just go to the Reddit and go to Control F Luka. It's much easier like that.
What's the Reddit?
The NBA Reddit, the sport that we're talking about.
Just /NBA?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really go on Reddit, so no need to make me feel incompetent here, Chris.
Let's see that one. Knicks fans go crazy in the Staples Center after beating the Clippers. The fourth one.
1, 2, 3, 4.
After the sticky ones. Yeah, those. Are they going crazy?
We don't need that. We need where's the Luka thing?
Control F Luka. Right there.
Second man.
Here it is. There's a little bump.
Right. Right there. Yep. Right there is what they call it.
That's enough.
Right. But he's
in two, and he started to say where the blow
takes
place, and there you see the reaction. He
Caption
can't
this.
believe it. Where the blow takes place is of utmost importance. The head and neck region are frowned upon, and the region that Doncic
T-Bay sent it as well.
Is also frowned upon.
Is this also Mr. Clean, Chris?
Luka Doncic has
yeah, Rick Carlisle
with a flagrant 2 foul.
wow.
He earned the ejection, no?
Remember that originally was a
he earned it? I don't know.
Hitting someone like that? Is that an injection? Should be just a technical?
He hit his hip. Flagrant 1, not a flagrant 2. I don't think that's a flagrant 2.
Yeah. Yeah, at least one technical, right? Maybe not injection. Injection's probably too much.
Yeah.
Well.
Where's the replay?
So Sexton will shoot.
Second
Okay,
man.
but he needs to.
There's a little bump.
That's not even that bad.
Second man.
Here it is. There's a little bump.
Is it?
Second man.
No?
Here it is. There's a little bump.
This is me boxing you out, Chris. You're Luka.
Right. Right there.
No, that's not a good one. Yeah. Why is he such a diva, Chris?
Luka Doncic?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I guess it's the way he is.
Yeah, that's too much. He just got bumped there. Like, why is he hitting him? Does he expect not to get bumped at all playing basketball? Like, go under the hoop for rebounds?
That was an intentional bump. That wasn't just an inadvertent bump. That was intentional.
It's still a bump, though. He just wasn't ready. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I don't agree with the ejection, but I give him like a technical, one technical, whatever it's called. Is it just a technical? Flagrant 1?
Yeah, I think flagrant 1 or a technical. Unsportsmanlike conduct, something like that.
Oh my god. Yeah. Even T-Bay. Yeah, biggest fan. He says, come on, 77. Rondo here says, Sexton didn't even flinch. #iron and then the peanuts emoji. T-Bay says, yeah, that ejection was fair. Look at the facial expression. He wanted to choke out Sexton for a split second. Too much aggression to let it slide. Was there something before that?
I don't know. I wasn't watching that game at that point, but it was pretty clean before.
Yeah. Let's see. Rondo says, was Luka struggling in the first half? Seems like a frustration foul. Sexton was trying to get better position. Luka has 50 pounds on him. And then Justin, he's had enough. Justin says, retaliation gets caught and punished. Let's move on, Garry.
Yeah, that's very true. Happens a lot. The retaliation gets the biggest penalty.
Yeah.
Because Sexton. I mean, that was in a basketball box out. That was like a little hit.
Yeah, it's like the Aaron Gordon on Kalo, but Kalo flopped apparently.
Yeah, I think he did though.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the Aaron Gordon hit was a bit more than the Sexton one here. But yeah, GPP King Justin has spoken. Let's move on. Yeah, let's get into the slate, Chris. 6 games here, 12 teams to choose from. What's your favorite game environment here?
Probably the Cavs. We have Cavs again today. It's not my favorite game environment, but in terms of injuries, they're pretty much running out the G League roster with Sexton. So I have a lot of interest in them. Obviously, they're playing the Pacers, one of our favorite matchups. Even though they're a pretty low-paced team, I mean, the Pacers don't play defense. So I think I like the Cavs here. There's some cheap guys, especially on DK, who are very viable. Our boy Broderick Thomas is looking like a decent play today. Not a lock or anything like that, but last time we played him, I think he played 2 minutes and didn't do anything after that. So I'm not hoping for that again, but I think it's a good situation today. And then obviously the Wizards Atlanta game. Wizards games are always popping in projections because they play so fast. So I have a lot of interest in that game as well.
Nice. Okay, let's do the first game, Chris. Indiana, Cleveland. Set up the filters here. Let's go over Indiana. So we have Jeremy Lamb, questionable. Brogdon, questionable. And then Miles Turner, out. Jakar Sampson, out. Projected starters, Karis LeVert, Sumner, Dougie McBuckets, Brissett, and Sabonis. What do you like there, Chris?
Yeah, so not too much for me on the Pacer side. It's a pace down spot. If Brogdon is out, then I'll have some interest in LeVert. Probably not Sabonis here against the Cavs, just because I think he's 10-6 on both sides, 10-7 on FanDuel actually. So he's pretty expensive. He needs like 55 fantasy points to pay off that price tag. He's been crushing, been playing a lot of minutes, but I just don't really love the matchup here against Cleveland. But like I said, if Brogdon's out, I mean, he'll still be viable, still a really good tournament play. Just not in cash games, most likely. Then Karis LeVert, TJ McConnell, they would become in play. Maybe in cash games. We saw Karis have a pretty big game last time out, went for 65 against the Wizards. And Brogdon missed that game as well. But we'll have to wait for this news. It's the first game of the slate, as it usually is. So that's pretty important.
Okay. Let's do the other half. Cleveland, Hardenstein, Lamar Stevens, Garland, Chetty Osman, Kevin Love, all out. Projected starters: Sexton, Dotson, Coro, Dean Wade, and Jarrett Allen. You said G League roster plus Sexton. Would you put Jarrett Allen as the G League roster, Chris?
Nah, I mean plus Jarrett Allen as well.
Okay, yeah. Who do you like here?
So I mean, I think it starts with Sexton. I think they're going to play him his normal minutes, so I think he's going to have a monster role here. We see him just like put up a bunch of shots every game. He doesn't really pass the ball. I think recently, since he's been called out so many times by his teammates, by other like media and stuff like that, he's been trying to pass more, trying to be more unselfish. I think there was a report a few days ago, maybe last week, saying that last year they were trying to like pump him up. Like the front office was telling all the coaches and everyone to pump him up to get his confidence up. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really like him as a player, but I like him for DFS just because he hogs the ball, takes a lot of shots. So I'm going to have interest in him. He's 8.3K on DK. FanDuel 7.5, so just way too cheap on FanDuel at that price tag. DraftKings, probably a fair price tag, but I still think he's a great play today, so I'm likely to have him there as well. I mean, pretty much their entire starting five is going to be in play, so I'll say Dean Wade because I expect him to start for sure. Dean Wade 3.7K on FanDuel, DraftKings 3.4, so he's just a free square on this slate. No Kevin Love on this team today. No Osman, obviously. No Nance. No Lamar Stevens. No Torian Prince. No Hartenstein. So they're very thin now. So I love Dean Wade. Should play 36 minutes tonight. Just way too cheap on both sites. Jarrett Allen, he's 6'8" on both sites. I like him a lot as well. Should get a lot of minutes. He's the other guy that has skill here. I like the matchup for him going up against Sabonis. Sabonis isn't too good defensively. So I like those three guys the most. And then Okoro, not too interested in Okoro just because, I mean, he can be an exercise guy. He's 4.4 on FanDuel, 4.5 on DK, so I don't really need to go there. I think Dotson is interesting, though. He's the minimum on DK, 3K. If he's starting, he's going to be a lock. If he's not starting, I think he's still a solid play. I think he does end up starting here, but like I said, we'll have to wait and see. This is the first game, so we will know in time. And then Broderick Thomas as well. He's 3.2 on DK. FanDuel, he is 3.5, so he's a decent play as well. So we have a ton of interest in this team. Probably starters for the most part, but the guys that I'm for sure interested in, who are for sure going to start, are going to be Sexton, Wade, and Allen, and then Okoro is probably the guy I'm not going to play.
How's Verjao looking, Chris?
I mean, I don't think he's going to get more than like 20 minutes max, so I don't love him. Not really a good point per minute guy, so I don't love it. They also have Mifundu Kabengele, who plays the 5 for them, so yeah, I don't love Verjao today.
Yep. T-Bay on Sexton, he says he's such a clown. Remember when T-Bay was high on Sexton?
Earlier this season, was he? I think he was high on the Cavs, not Sexton.
He says used to be high on him, but he won't even hand the ball to a teammate, let alone pass it to them. Selfish. I sound like a 77-year-old man.
Yeah, I mean that's the way Sexton plays.
David is asking your thoughts on Joe and Rudy.
Joe Ingles, Rudy Gobert. I like Joe Ingles quite a bit on FanDuel, 7.2K. I think there's a decision between him and Bogey. Bogey is 6'1", so I think there's a decision there. I think that's probably the 1v1 on this slate. But I like Ingles a lot. And then Gobert, I would like him a lot if we didn't have Jarrett Allen here on this team where they're resting everyone. Great matchup against Indiana. So Gobert is probably my second favorite center on this slate on FanDuel. Yeah, I think you played Jarrett Allen.
Okay. And then, do you see Luka as a pass first point guard, Chris, or not?
Luka pass first point guard? Probably not. Probably score first. I mean, he does everything. He's like a Westbrook. Like, he just does everything.
Yeah. Speaking of Westbrook, Chris, next game, Washington, Atlanta. Washington side first. Just got Beal out. Projected starters, Westy, Neto, Hutchinson, Hachimura, and Alex Len. Any interest in the Wizards, Chris? Let's open up the rankings, see how much this game matters for them.
Yeah, let's see.
I mean, it's right here. You tell me.
Yeah, so 9th seed. Yeah, so they could probably move up to 8. I think that matters because then they get 2 chances. So I think they're still trying to win here. Obviously, Beal is out today. So we're going to have a lot of interest in Russell Westbrook. He's going to be the main guy here on FanDuel where you can play more, but I just like some other value pieces more than the other pieces on the Wizards. So Westbrook is 12.4 on FanDuel. So we're getting a price tag that we kind of saw on him before when he was on OKC.
Where is Westbrook in our player pool, Chris? Is he missing?
Do you have the core? You probably have something.
Do you see him?
Yeah, I do.
Not
actually, I don't see him, but it's because we have the salary filter. But he's in the builds. So
I think what we should do though for this, it should just be, if it's 1200, it should just be 1200 and up.
Yeah,
I think that would be better.
Yeah, I guess he's not in the pool today, but if you build, he's going to be in there. So yeah, that's a little bit of a problem, but
I mean, workaround. You could always adjust his stuff over here, but yeah, kind of annoying. But we'll fix that up. Yeah, you can see him here. So if you want to adjust his PFP, you can actually do it here. Can you? Yeah, you can. 50.
Oh, you can do it there?
Yeah, and then you can you can go here. Or I guess you still can't see him because of the filter. But yeah, I think you can adjust everything you'd want for Westbrook once you build ones over here today.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get that fixed before the slate, but now you can't reset it.
What's it supposed to be?
61.77.
Yeah, this is kind of embarrassing. Anyway, Chris, he's on DraftKings though.
Yeah, because he's 11K there for whatever reason. But yeah, here on FanDuel, I think you got to play him. No Beal. We have plenty of value on this slate, I think. And he's pretty easy to get to even at this price tag. So, like I was saying, it's like the Westbrook from OKC after KD left. He was like 13K most slates. So he's definitely trending in that direction. I mean, he's just a fantasy monster. He chases stats, does everything we like in DFS. So I'm hoping some people fade him here. I just think you got to play him. He's easy to pair with Trae Young on the other side of this game. So I do like doing that. And then on DK, he's even cheaper. He's 11K, so just a free square, in my opinion. He's projected for 66 over there. So that's absolutely insane. And then some of these other guys, so Beal is out, so we're probably going to have interest in some of these other guys. Hachimura, he's 5'7" on FanDuel, DraftKings 4'9", so don't love the price tag on FanDuel for 5'7", but I think on DK he's a decent play. Not a lock or anything like that, but I think he's decent. Ish Smith, I actually like him quite a bit on DK where he's 3'3", so only 300 over the minimum. I think you can pair him with Westbrook. I don't think they're going to start him or anything like that, but he should see 4 or 5 more minutes without Beal in the lineup. So I like Ish Smith. He's always been a solid point per minute guy for us, not an exercise guy. So I like Ish Smith a lot on DK. And then Bertans as well on DraftKings. He's 3.7K. FanDuel, he's 3.7 as well. But he obviously fits the scoring system better on DK because all of his points come from 3-pointers. So, I mean, if you look at his game log, you can see pretty much every slate he puts up a better score on DK. And he's been playing pretty high minutes recently, so I have interest in Bertans on DraftKings as well.
Okay, kind of went over this, Chris, but David was wondering Hachimura in tournaments on DK.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Okay, let's go over Atlanta. Over there, we have DeAndre Hunter at questionable, Tony Snell questionable, projected starters, Ice Tray, Bogdanovich, Tony Snell, John Collins, and Capella. Thoughts on the Hawks, Chris?
Yeah, so we get this matchup against the Wizards. They're implied to score 123 points here, so I think that's the second highest on the slate after Portland, but Portland's playing Houston. The spread of that game is 15 points, so there's blowout concern. I don't think this game blows out. Atlanta's favored by 8, but I think the Wizards can keep it close enough. So, yeah, I have interest in Trae Young. I like him a lot on FanDuel. He's 8.4K over there. DraftKings, he's 9.3, so still a really good play, just probably not going to fit him in if I'm playing Westbrook, because I think you can play Westbrook and Giannis together on DK, or Westbrook and Steph, whoever you want as your second stud. I'd rather do that than play Trae Young there. So I love him on FanDuel where he's 8.4. I think he's going to be very chalky there. Just way too cheap for this matchup. So he's the main guy for me in cash games. And then in tournaments, Capella, he's always viable. He's 8.4K on DK, 7.7 on FanDuel. So I don't mind him. Maybe I even prefer him over someone like Gobert in tournaments, just because I love the matchup here for Atlanta. He's had some down games. He's only been averaging around 33 in his past 8 games. So I don't think many people are going to play Capella, but like I said, really good matchup here. His price tag is pretty high for what he's been doing recently, so I think you might get reduced ownership on him. So I like Capella a lot in tournaments.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Pelicans against the Grizzlies. Let's go over New Orleans. So Josh Hart out, BI out, Zion out, Steven Adams doubtful, and then Nickeil Alexander-Walker probable. Projected starters: Lonzo Ball, Bledsoe, Najee Marshall, James Johnson, and Willie Hernan-Gomez. Thoughts here, Chris, on the Pelicans?
Yeah, so I mean, pretty much the same situation we've seen in the past 2 games, I think, with Zion and Ingram out. So we're going to have interest in James Johnson. He's a decent play. He's 4.4K on FanDuel, so I like that price tag a lot. DK, he's 4.6, so he's priced up a little bit from yesterday. He was 3.8 yesterday, but still a solid play. Not a lock or anything like that, but he should be able to get there if he plays 30-plus minutes. And then Najee Marshall as well. He's the other guy that gets the bump. He's been starting. He's 4.8 on FanDuel, so I don't mind that price tag. Just with the value that we have from the Cavs today, I don't really think I need the Pelicans too much. Like, I like James Johnson a lot in tournaments, especially on FanDuel, because I think he's going to get lower ownership. I know the upside that he has, so I like that. But I think in cash games, I'm probably going to go with Jaren Jackson over him. Jaren Jackson is 5.5. Talk about him on the other side of this game. He's been starting recently, or he actually got his first start of the season last game, so I like him a lot more. So if you're playing someone here, it's probably going to be James Johnson for me. I don't want to play Lonzo Ball at this high price tag. Eric Bledsoe has had some big games now, 2 in a row. He put up 50 yesterday, so probably don't mind Eric Bledsoe in tournaments. He might get increased ownership though, just because people will like to chase the game log. But he's a decent play on this slate.
Yep. Rhonda says 80 is the highest score ever on FanDuel with 99.5 points. Westy could be the player who can get 100 plus.
Yeah, I mean, you need the stocks to get up there. Like, you need at least probably 6, 7, 8 stocks. So I think that's going to be the tricky part. Like, Westbrook can go 20, 20, 20 pretty easily. And then if he gets like 6, 7 stocks, then yeah, that's probably like 90 to 100 points.
Depends who's tracking the stats, Chris. If you were there, everyone would be getting all the stocks.
The stocks or the assists?
Everything. You'd be trigger happy. You just press with the pencil, tallying it up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
You'd give assists for like 4 passes in.
No, I'd be a good one.
Who gets paid more, Chris? I know T-Bay is going to like this one, I think.
Not the Towel Boys.
Towel Boy or the stat keeper?
Definitely the stat keeper.
T-Bay probably will say the Towel Boy.
Stat keeper is probably NBA money. Towel Boy is the arena money.
I don't know about that. We'll see what Thomas says. Let's go over Memphis. Chris, Grayson Allen out for them. Sean McBucket's out for them. Projected starters: Ja, Dylan Brooks, Kyle Anderson, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Jonas Valanciunas. What do you like there, Chris? You mentioned Jaren Jackson's first start, last game out. Projected to start today, so are you interested?
Yeah, so these guys are all a little cheaper on FanDuel, so that's where I'm going to have my interest in cash games. But the guys I'll mention, I like them in DraftKings in tournaments as well, but probably not in cash games just because they're a little more expensive. So I'll start with Jaren Jackson. He's 5.5 on FanDuel, 6K on DK. He started last game, played 25 minutes. I think he got into some foul trouble in that game. But this guy's he's a beast whenever he plays minutes. His problem is usually foul trouble. But we've seen it last year in the bubble. When he gets minutes, when he gets starts, he just shoots the ball a ton. He gets a lot of stocks, rebounds well. I think he's a very good player. His problem is foul trouble. But I think he can probably stay out of it here. His price tag is cheap enough at 5.5 where even if he gets into foul trouble, he can still pay off his salary. So he's going to be my favorite guy here. Ja Morant, 7.2 on FanDuel. I don't mind that. The problem is we have Westbrook and Trae Young, who I like a lot more than him. So if you want to play him over someone like Trae Young, maybe I don't mind that. But for me, I'm probably going to go with Westbrook and Trae Young instead of Ja. But I like Ja a lot in tournaments. We know the upside he has. Pretty good matchup here against the Pelicans. So I don't mind him. And then last guy I'll mention here quickly, Dylan Brooks. He's only 5K on FanDuel. He's playing 35 plus minutes pretty consistently. He's not really shooting as much recently, only around 12 shots per game, but I still think he can get to 25 here to pay off his salary, go 5x. So I like him as the last piece on FanDuel. DK is a little more expensive, so like I said, I don't mind it in tournaments. But if I'm playing someone in tournaments on DK, I'm probably going to go with Jaren Jackson for 6K just because of the upside that he has.
Okay. Do you have the chat open, Chris, today?
No, what's happening?
I'm just wondering, what did Dinda write? He said Sauia won.
Sauia, what was that?
I'm not sure. T-Bay saying ball, question mark?
Lonzo?
Yeah. No, he just says basketball emoji, question mark.
Basketball emoji. What does that mean?
You gonna ball today?
Maybe. Mahan Park?
Yeah, I'm down. Milwaukee, Chris, San Antonio is the next game to go over. Oh, I missed a question. My bad. David's asking best guard play below 7-1 for DK tournaments, Chris.
Best guard play below 7-1 on DraftKings?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see. Let's pull up the thingy, the salary range, because it's looking like a pretty stars and scrubs build today with all of the Cavs for value, and then you can pay up for 2 studs like Westbrook and Giannis. But let me see who I can find here. So you have Wiggins 6'9", Ingles 6'3", Bogdanovich on Atlanta 7K. I'd probably say Ingles for 6'3". You could probably spend up somewhere else if you do that. So yeah, give me that.
Okay. T-Bay's asking, come on, why was it so hard to decode the emoji? It wasn't hard for me. I was just leaving it up for Chris to see if he would get it.
I'm done.
Yeah, even Faraz is in here. He said, yeah. So I guess we'll go.
Oh, he's down?
Yeah, we'll go to Mohan Park.
Nice.
Yeah, T-Bay's too excited now. But yeah, Milwaukee, San Antonio, Chris. Let's go over that. Milwaukee side, Axel Tupain out for them. Projected starters, Drew Holiday, DiVincenzo, Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Brook Lopez. Who do you like here, Chris, against the Spurs?
Yeah, so not too much here other than Giannis. Like I was kind of alluding to earlier, you can probably pay up for Giannis and Westbrook together on DraftKings. Or you can do Westbrook and Curry, pretty much a 1v1 there as your second stud. But I like Giannis a lot. They're only favored by 7, so that's kind of surprising to me. I would expect the Bucks to be favored by more against the Spurs. But still, I think it's a good matchup for Giannis. Good price tag for him. 10-8 on DK. He's 11-3 on FanDuel, so that's going to be impossible to get to if you're playing Westbrook. But I think on DraftKings, I'm probably going to play him over there. I think he's a solid play, so he's going to be the only guy. Usually, I don't play other Bucks like Drew, like Middleton when Giannis is in. So probably gonna stick to Giannis here. They have a pretty good implied team total at 120 as well. So I like Giannis.
Okay, let's go over the Spurs. Over there, we have just Trey Lyles out for them. Projected starters, DeJounte Murray, Lonnie Walker, DeMar DeRozan, Keldon Johnson, and Jakob. Any interest there, Chris?
Yeah, so maybe Keldon Johnson. He's kind of popping as the last piece on FanDuel in the optimals right now. He's 4.5K over there. I mean, he's kind of an ugly play most nights. He's pretty risky, but I don't mind him here. He should see 26-plus minutes. Not a great matchup, like I said, but they're implied to score 113. It's not implied to be a blowout. Well, Milwaukee's only favored by 7, like I said. So maybe Keldon Johnson for 4 or 5 on FanDuel. I guess I don't mind that. I don't love it. Honestly, I just don't really like him as a player in this situation or in the role that he has. I think he's a decent player, but I just don't think he has a big role. But I don't mind him there as the last piece. I'm probably going to end up on him. I do like the optimal a lot today. So, yeah, maybe him. But that's probably it for me. Like, I don't want to play DeMar. I don't want to play DeJounte. They're priced fairly on DK. They're both under 8K. DeMar's 7.9. DeJounte is 7.2. So maybe if you want to play them in tournaments over there, I guess I don't mind that. But like I said, I'm probably going to go stars and scrubs on DraftKings without anyone in the 7K range.
Okay, let's jump into the next game, Houston, Portland. We'll go over Houston's massive list of injuries and notes. Someone named Cameron Oliver, Chris, 10-day contract for Houston. Do you know him?
No, never heard of him.
I'll pull him up after. So yeah, Sterling Brown out for Houston. TJ Wilson out, Kevin Porter Jr. out, Avery Bradley out, Eric Gordon out, Christian Wood and Kelly Olynyk both questionable. Who else is out, Chris? Nwaba is out. Anyone else that I missed? I think that's everyone. Projected starters, Augustine Jeffries, Sean Tate, Kelly Olynyk, and Christian Wood. But 2 questionable tags for 2 starters, Chris. Are you interested in the Rockets here today? And then if either of Christian Wood or Kelly Olynyk sit out, does that increase your interest?
Yeah, so if those guys sit, then I'm going to have interest. But if they play, I mean, I don't know. Like, they have more bodies now, so they added all these. Who's the guy you mentioned? What's his name?
This guy, Cameron Oliver. Maybe
yeah, so
Hasty knows him.
They're just adding random guys to kind of have more bodies on their bench. So, I mean, I'm honestly not too interested in cash games in anyone here, just because we have the Cavs for all the value on the slate. The Houston situation, we've had it for a few slates now, so everyone's kind of priced up a little bit. We're not getting anyone at like minimum price. I actually think I recognize this guy for some reason. But yeah, maybe not. But yeah, I'm not too interested here in the Houston Rockets. Maybe Christian Wood if he does play, because he's going to have low ownership. They can keep it close. I guess I don't mind him, but honestly, I don't want to play any Rockets here.
Okay, he's a bucket, Chris. 14 points a game, 16 points a game.
He doesn't look like a bucket. He looks like a rebounder.
What do you mean? Right here, Nevada, bucket.
He looked like a rebounder.
He's a bucket. Anyway, yeah, so that's it for the Rockets. Steven's asking thoughts on Cantor tonight, Chris.
Cantor?
Yeah.
I mean, if probably playing him to hope for some blowout run, because obviously Nurk is there now. I guess I don't mind it. Definitely not in cash games, but maybe in tournaments, I think it might be decent.
Okay, and then Brent says Chrissair getting ready for his 1v1 versus Meansy. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
You got to get what would the one thing you'd have to work on the most, Chris, to beat him? Defense? Your shot?
I mean, I've seen the videos. He doesn't play anymore. He looks like he hasn't played in 10 years, so he can still shoot the ball, but I mean, other than that, if he trained for like a month, 2 months hard, he would probably crush everyone. 'Cause, I mean, there's a huge difference when you play at Duke and like compared to a guy like me.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's see. Hasty says Chrissair DFS is more of a systems guy than a 1v1 player. Killer catch and shoot guy.
So I think Hasty just got here, right?
Yeah.
His first. Yeah. So can we get his opinion on what happened with the Lakers Suns game yesterday? I'd like to know.
With AD?
Yeah.
I'd like to know. T-Bay says, oh my, Chris woke up and chose violence. Let's go over Portland, Chris. Carmelo out for them. Projected starters, Dame Dollar, CJ McCollum, Norm Powell, Rocco, and Yusef Nurkic. Any interest there, Chris?
So we have Carmelo out today. They have the highest implied team total at 126, but obviously there's blowout concern whenever a team is playing the Rockets. Spread here is 14, so that's the highest on the slate. So I don't know. I don't really want to play Dame or CJ here. I think Portland's going to handle them pretty early. So I'm really not too interested. Maybe Norm Powell. He is 5'6" on FanDuel. Maybe if you don't want to play Keldon, you can get up to Norm Powell. I guess I don't mind that with Melo out. But honestly, I just don't really want to play anyone here. They have a really high implied team total, like I said. So if Houston can keep it close for whatever reason, you're going to get some super high scores here from guys like Dame, CJ, Nurkic, Powell. But like I said, I don't think that Houston will be able to keep this game close.
Okay. Hasty's response. Well, first of all, T-Base says Captain Norman is the move today. And then Hasty says, haven't watched that one. Sorry, Chris. Watch the Battle of the Balls instead.
Yeah, younger bro got it done just like me and you.
Yeah, you looked really agile last time we played.
Well, actually, I think older bro won. So I think the Pelicans won, but LaMelo had a much better game.
It's a team game, Chris. Some of us play for the team. Anyway, next game, Utah Golden State. Surprisingly, I guess it's a close game here. I guess a few guys are sitting out. But let's go over Utah. Conley out, Donovan Mitchell out, Juwan Morgan out for Utah. Projected starters, Jingle Joe, Royce O'Neal, Bojan Bogdanovic, George Niang, and Rudy Gobert. Any interest there, Chris, on the Utah side?
Yeah, so we got the question before asking about Rudy and Joe Ingles. I don't mind them here. Rudy Gobert, I'm not really too high on him. I said he was my second favorite center, probably third. We talked about Capella. I think I like him a little more than Gobert today. But Ingles and Bogey, they're probably my favorite ones here on FanDuel just because they're a little cheaper than Clarkson. Clarkson's 7'4". Bogey is 6'1". Ingles is 6'2". So I think you can play one of those two guys at small forward. Right now it's a 1v1 between the two. If I had to pick one of them, I honestly don't know. I'd probably go with Ingles because he's less scoring reliant. He does a little bit of everything. But Bogey's just been on a tear. So pretty tough decision. But I'm probably going to lean with Ingles there. But those guys are both in play on FanDuel. You can even pair them together. I think that's pretty viable on this slate. So those are my two favorites. On DK, maybe Ingles as well. He's 6.3K. He's been around 7 ever since Conley has gone out. So we got a buy low spot on him on DraftKings. But like I keep saying, I think it's stars and scrubs on DraftKings. So probably not going to have anyone in the 6K range here.
Okay. Hasty Chris responded. He said, looks like the Suns got smacked. AD must have gone off.
Yeah, AD had, I think he had one of, like, he was looking like AD from last year. He looked awesome.
Yeah, Hasty also says the Hornets announcer is so funny. He gets excited about anything that LaMelo does, and then he says it was a bit too much, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that?
If it's too much?
Yeah.
I like the enthusiasm. I mean, I don't watch every Hornets game. Like, I probably watched maybe 5, 6, or 7 games of them this year. I enjoy it. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I think it's good as well. I mean, he's a local announcer, so he is going to be a homer. But yeah, I mean, I think he's a good announcer, but a little bit of a homer. I usually don't like the homers, but his enthusiasm kind of makes up for it, so I don't mind it.
Yeah, I like the enthusiasm. Really draws you into the game, even if it's like not a close game or something. I like it. T-Base says apparently Norm gets called Cap in the locker room. David's asking about these players for DKGPP core, I guess. Westy, Sexton, Hachimura, Jingles, D Wade, and Jaren Jackson Jr.
DK?
Yeah.
So I like Westy. I like Sexton. Don't love Ingles, but I think Ingles is a fine play there. I wouldn't put him in my core though. Then we had Dean Wade. Who else was in there?
Westy, Sexton, Hachimura, Ingles, D Wade, JJJ.
Yeah, those are. I mean, they're all solid plays. I just wouldn't have Ingles, JJJ in my core, but I mean, I do like them as plays.
Yep. TV says LaMelo with his hair on fire is the line. I haven't heard that one. Have you?
No, but I want to go back to what he said about Norm Powell. So, I mean, clearly he's watching Toronto Raptors open gym, if he knows what they call him in the locker room. Unless this is like a Portland thing, but he's probably watching the open gym from the Raptors every episode when it comes up. First person to give it a like. So yeah.
I feel like T-Bay's opening up to the fact that he really is a Raptors fan. Like, I know he was trying to hide it for a long time. We kind of called him out. But I feel like he's more comfortable accepting the fact that he is a Raptors fan, Chris. I don't know if you've noticed a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see. Dinda says excitement was Johnny Most Celtics.
What does that mean, Johnny Most Celtics?
Do you know him?
No, who's that? Look him up.
I'm not sure.
Look him up.
Hasty says, well said to Dinda.
What are they talking about?
Johnny Most.
Who's Johnny Most?
On the Celtics.
Who's that?
Commentator, probably. I'm not sure. But you know who I hate? I hate the current commentators for the Celtics. I've said that before.
Celtics have the worst. Celtics have the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go over the last team here of the slate, Golden State Warriors. So on their side, we have Eric Pascal out, Kelly Oubre out, Damian Lee out, projected starters, Steph Curry, Wiggins, Kemp Bazemore, Draymond Green, and Kevon Looney. Hasty says he was the Celtics announcer for years.
Not anymore, right?
Apparently not, yeah.
Yeah. They have I mean, I don't like their current guy. He's probably the biggest homer in the league.
Yeah. Anyway, Chris, on the Warriors side, who do you like? Okay, this guy passed away in 1993. That's when I was born. Like, yeah, I don't know the guy.
So Hasty knows him? When was Hasty born? Like 77 probably? 74?
Yeah, I've never heard him, so I mean, maybe when I was watching like old highlights, I've heard his voice, but yeah, I don't really.
You watch the old highlights?
I mean, sometimes of like, I don't know, Larry Bird, things like that, like old players, highlights, good games from players, things like that, close games, historic games.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah. So I mean, yeah, on the Warriors here, pretty much one guy similar to the Bucks. I only usually like Steph Curry on this team. Draymond, he's always viable in tournaments. Don't love playing Wiggins in tournaments. I think Bazemore is viable in tournaments, but if I'm playing cash games, it's always just Steph Curry who really interests me, unless it's a great matchup. They're playing the Jazz here. It's a 2-point spread, so this is the tightest spread on the entire slate. So I don't mind the Warriors here. I think Curry is a decent play. Like I said, you can probably spend up for 2 studs in DraftKings cash. I think the decision is between Curry and Giannis. So if you like Curry more than Giannis, I definitely don't mind playing him here, but that's probably going to be the decision that I'm going to make here soon.
Okay. I think that's it for the slate overview, Chris. Let's go into the cores, or the 3 pillars. Start off with FanDuel. We don't have Westy. I mean, we have Westy, but you just don't see him here. So, I'll probably write a message in the Discord as well for anyone not watching, how you can adjust him and exclude him if you don't want him or whatever. But, yeah, who's your first guy, Chris? Overall play of the day, FanDuel.
I think, by the way, we're probably getting it fixed in time for the slate. So, favorite guy is going to be Westbrook. Can't put Westbrook, so I'll put Colin Sexton.
Okay.
Go with the Cavs here.
Sexton. Can you add to the message though, just to make it so, like, leave it at 1,200, but when it's at 1,200 to be anything higher than 1,200 as well?
No, I can't add that now, but we can add it later.
Okay.
So for now, we just want it working.
All right. What about value play, Chris? Who do you have?
I'll go with another Cav. I'll go with former Miami Heat D Wade, Heat legend.
And then tournament play. Who do you have?
I'll say Ja Morant here. So I think the obvious point guards, the chalk duo, is going to be Westbrook and Trae Young. So I think going to Ja Morant, who's pretty cheap here, 7-2, is a decent option in tournaments.
Okay. Royal King says, I'm a fan of Mike Breen. Bang.
Yeah, Mike Breen is a legend.
How does he say it, Chris?
I don't know. You just said it.
You try saying it.
Bang.
Bang.
He's like, bang.
Bang. Yeah, that's good. DK, Chris, overall play there. Who do you have?
Overall play on DK, I'll go with Westbrook here just because we have him in the player pool, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll say Westbrook.
Okay. Value play, who do you have?
I'll say D Wade once again.
Okay, and then tournament play on DraftKings, who's your boy?
So probably going to be someone in the mid range because I think the popular build today is going to be Stars and Scrubs. So,
give me Jaren Jackson.
I like Clint Capella. I don't think anyone's going to play him. Love the matchup against the Wizards. We have him projected for 7% ownership. So if you play him, you probably can't get 2 studs like in Giannis and Westbrook, or Steph and Westbrook. But I think he has a lot of upside here.
Yeah, I like it. Good matchup against the Wizards. So let's go over your core here. Excuse me, on FanDuel. Do you have Westy in here? So he's just not showing up?
No, I didn't put him in there because he's not in the pool, so I don't want to put him in.
Okay. So yeah, you got Trae Young, Sexton, Dean, Wade over here. Chris, why do you like these guys so much?
Yeah, so Cavs, I mean, they're missing everyone, so I love these 2 guys. I'm going to have more interest in the other guys once they announce their starters, but for now, these guys are both going to start, I think. So that's why I like them. And then Trae Young against the Wizards. Love the matchup. Love the price tag of 8-4 here on FanDuel, so that's why I like him.
Okay. And then, as you guys can see, Westy still in here. Which ones do you want to go over?
Yeah, so first 2, kind of said it a few times on the show. 1v1 between Ingles and Bogey. So let's do that. Yeah, so both lineups here, they have Westbrook and Trae Young. Westbrook 12-4, very expensive, but he's pretty easy to get to. Like, if you look at the rest of this lineup, I think you're not getting too many people who are thin, maybe Keldon Johnson, but I'm still fine with Keldon for 4-5 as the last piece. Only needs like 22.5 to get 5x. So I don't mind that. But yeah, good. I love this point guard duo, shooting guard duo as well. Sexton, he's going to be very chalky on this slate. Dylan Bricks, 5K. 35 plus minutes. Good matchup against the Pelicans, so I don't mind him there as the last piece. I think he's a solid option. Keldon Johnson, just talked about him. Probably my least favorite guy in this lineup, but just makes everything else work. So that's why I like him. Jaren Jackson, 5'5", got his first start last game. Should start again once again today. Good matchup against the Pelicans, just like Dylan Bricks. Always been a good point per minute guy. We saw it in the bubble last year when he was starting, when he was playing more minutes. He just crushes. So assuming he's not in foul trouble, he should have a huge game here. So I like him a lot. And then Dean Wade, 3'7". They're resting everyone, so that's how he's in play. Jarrett Allen, 6'8", really good play as well, just because they're very thin. Good matchup against the Pacers, so that's why I like the Cavs. And then the 1v1 here is very tough. So Ingles versus Bogey. If you want the floor, I think you'd probably go with Bogey, just because he always seems to get 20 real life points and then a few rebounds, a few assists, maybe a stock or two. So if you want the floor, maybe I'd go with him. But I like the upside that Ingles has with. He can get you 10 assists. He can get you 20 points. He can rebound the ball as well. He gets a few stocks. So kind of like Ingles more. We currently project Bogey to have higher ownership. But, it's very close here. I don't have a strong lean. But if I had to pick, I guess I would go with Ingles just because he has the ball in his hands more.
But he has a lower usage rate as well.
Yeah, but he initiates the offense for them. He plays point guard when Conley and Mitchell are out.
Yep, fair. New addition, what's up? Hasty says, speaking of Sexton, 77 didn't want to square up with Sexton. So funny that he prefers cheap shots to manning up against the guy who has 30 pounds on. Lols.
Yeah, that was, yeah. We talked about that already, so we don't need to go back.
Yeah,
back
we did
there.
it. We did that topic. We did that topic justice, Chris. So yeah, DK, you got three guys here: Westy, Sexton, D Wade. Why do you like these guys here?
So have the same Cavs in here, and then have Westbrook because he's 11K, just a free square here. We project him for almost 67 fantasy points. So that's just insane.
Yeah. Now you got Hasty feeling all guilty, Chris. He says, "Sorry, boys, I was late. My bad."
No, it's all good. I was saying we watched the video. We did some analysis on it as well. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Is this just the Cleveland Cavaliers, Chris? Are you allowed to have 5 Cavs? That's crazy.
Yeah, I think you could have 6 on DK. 6 is the max.
Wow.
Or maybe even 7, actually. But yeah, these Cavs are all cheap. They're resting a lot of guys. Or not resting, I think they're actually hurt, other than Kevin Love. So yeah, love the Cavs today. Really good value. They let you spend up for Westbrook and Giannis, or Westbrook and Curry, whatever you prefer. But yeah, let's take a look at these first 2 teams. There's a 2v2 there. So we have Ish Smith in both lineups. We have Broderick Thompson in the first one, Bertans in the second one, and then Giannis in the first, Curry in the second. So that's the 2v2 there. But yeah, Ish Smith in both. I like him. He gets a bump with no Beal, 3-3, good price tag for him. And then all these Cavs guys, Dotson, Sexton, Wade, Allen, just all really good plays in my opinion against the Pacers. Wade and Dotson are just super cheap, so even if they don't play well, shouldn't hurt you. Then you have Westbrook in both, who's obviously in the core. So yeah, 2v2 here, Broderick Thomas and Giannis versus Bertans and Curry. This one's pretty tough because I never like playing Broderick. I like Bertans a lot, but I'd rather get to Giannis than Curry. So yeah, I think I'd probably go with the second side here. Like the projection difference between these two teams is 0.02. So that's tiny. So it doesn't really matter. I kind of feel safer with the Curry side. If Broderick Thomas is starting, then the first side is obviously going to be better. But if they start Dotson, which I think they will, I think Broderick's going to come off the bench. I just feel a little safer with Bertans. No Beal there, so he's gonna get a usage bump. So I like him as my value guy. And then Curry, Curry's just been unreal recently, so I do like getting there to him. So I'll say the second side for now. If Broderick is starting, then I'll go with the first side.
Nice. New addition, Chris. He's calling you out. I'm thankful I don't get called out for this. He says, Chris, you need some sun, dude. Well, we both do, honestly, lol. I
need some sun. I think it's just my room because I have the white light. Let me change the light here. Let me make it.
Set the mood. I think
And
it's also...
I have two white screens here for the lighting. So, I mean, I don't know. Am I really that pale? You know me in
honestly,
real
I
life.
feel like aren't I more pale than you in real life?
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I'm fine with it. I'll take it.
I mean, no, I honestly think I'm more pale, but I think it's something to do with... Did you adjust like the lighting on your camera, the colors?
Is this better?
That's kind of...
No, I didn't. I didn't adjust the colors. It's just because I have white screen here, white screen above me, white light above me, so everything's white.
Rondo said made you more pale.
What? Made me more pale?
The colors.
Oh, made me more pale.
Yeah. Let's go over some single game stuff, Chris. Utah, Golden State, Milwaukee, San Antonio, Pels, Grizzlies. Which one?
Let me make my light red or something. Orange, green. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Single game, probably Utah. This one good? Blue? I'm blue.
I think it's all the same to me. Lynn says you guys need to start a blog with this content, Tales from the Pale Side.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
that's
my
a good one.
Rondo says if you want to see a ghost, you should see me. I haven't seen the sun for 2 years.
Me too.
Hasty says the color change in the background is crazy, Chris. Like your painting is morphing.
My painting is morphing. What color do you think Hasty likes? I don't know what his favorite color is. What do you think?
Hasty seems like he has like red shorts, doesn't he?
He has red shorts, so he would want the red.
I think he likes red. But I also think it's the direction of where your light are. Like if you had a light source in front of you, it might be better. But I don't know. This whole webcam stuff, Chris. Like the recording stuff. It's not as straightforward as you think. But yeah, Utah, Golden State, Chris Curry, is he the unanimous MVP?
Probably. I mean, unless Gobert has like 5 blocks in this game, it's probably going to be Curry. I mean, maybe Clarkson. Like Clarkson has upside. I don't know if he has more. Like I don't know if he has the upside to catch Curry's floor. That's the thing. That's the tough part. So I'd probably say Curry. I mean, if you want to get different, you just exclude Curry and then see how it goes, I guess. But Curry is definitely the guy here.
And then who's the star though? Who would you put there?
I think Gobert. Yeah, Gobert's like the best guy on the Pacers right now, or not the Jazz, not the Pacers.
Yeah. Dennis says bringing in the ladies with the light show. Viewership numbers are going through the roof, Chris. So keep it up.
Ooh, we just got news that Jaylen Brown is out for the season with wrist surgery. So that's pretty big for the Celtics.
Are they
Big
done?
blow. Well, I mean they were done before, but I mean yeah, they're done for sure now.
Is it time to blow it up? Restart?
Yeah, this year.
Now you're really dark.
Yeah, I was entering my password.
Oh. T-Bay's favorite color, green, because he's a money man. And then Rondo's
Green.
heading out
Let's go
early.
green.
Last week of NBA, let's get the dub tonight. Hasty says, you boys are great. Best DFS content on YouTube for sure. Appreciate that. David Chris says, imagine a Golden State LA play-in game.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I'm hoping we get that.
Yeah, and then Lamano Ball, he says, damn, what's up, y'all?
I like that name a lot. Lamano.
Yeah, I like it too. But yeah, anything else, Chris, to go over?
No, I think we're good.
Let's do some quick housekeeping. Check out our site, guys, dfscrunch.com. If you're a new member, haven't been with us before, you'll automatically get 3 days for free, automatically applied to your account when you create it. So when you create your account, you won't be billed until after 3 days. So you get full access during that trial. More than welcome to cancel prior to the trial, after the trial, whenever you want to do that, you can do that. Just try it out for free, completely free, no risk at all. Can't get more free than that, so check it out. And then on the free thing, you can cancel your account here by yourself on the bottom, account center, and then that's where you can cancel your subscription if you want. So check it out. Full access includes our Discord as well, so that's a good place to ask more questions after hours when we're not on YouTube here. Plus all the helpful community members that we have, all the other crunchers, super helpful group here. So great place to talk about anything. And yeah, full access. You get FanDuel, DraftKings, all the sports we have on those sites, which is I think almost all of them, and then all the slates, different slates here. So NBA today, there's 8 slates on FanDuel. So there's a lot of stuff. Check it out. Completely free for 3 days. So try it out. And then last thing, YouTube stuff, guys. Before you go, if you can hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, do appreciate that a lot. If you didn't like the content, hit the thumbs down as well. And then make sure you're subscribed as well. We do the show 2.5 hours before main slate every single day, weekends and holidays. So as long as there's an NBA slate, we'll be live. So it just makes it a bit easier to stay up to date, catch our show. Otherwise, it gets lost on your YouTube feed. This way, it'll show up at the front of your page if you're subscribed with that bell button stuff clicked. So that's the secret. But I think that's it. Think there's some narratives, Chris. Layden wants the narratives. What are the narratives, Chris?
Let me see. NBA narratives. Let's see. So we got Rocco against Houston. Only 29 games there. Bryn Forbes against San Antonio. James Johnson, Memphis, 52 games. Not too much here today. Alex Len, Atlanta, 120 games. So nothing really good today.
Yeah. Maybe you can get a spray tan, Chris. Next time you get a fresh cut.
I mean, I could honestly change my camera settings and I'll look darker. Like, I haven't played with those at all.
Yeah, come up tomorrow. Super tanned. Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Royal King's asking, wait, there's no more DFS for the playoffs?
Oh, there's DFS for the playoffs.
Oh, there is. There is DFS for the playoffs. Yeah, so there's a lot of content left, guys. So lots of stuff here. The Crunch tool, dfscrunch.com. chrissair DFS, GooTip DFS. So yeah, lots of stuff here. Anything else, Chris? Closing remarks from you?
I mean, hopefully everyone has a good slate. Good day, good rest of your night. Happy Monday, happy day after Mother's Day. So yeah, hopefully everyone has a good one.
Yeah. We'll be in the Discord, guys, so if you have more questions, come hang up there. Thanks for tuning in, as always. And as Chris said, good luck today, guys, and see you all tomorrow.